Some seeds don't rush to grow. They don't respond to the first rain or the first warmth. They just wait. Sometimes for years, even decades. It's a fascinating mystery, so let's explore why they do it. Many plant species produce seeds that enter a state called dormancy. In this state, the seed is completely alive but inactive. Its metabolism slows down to almost nothing. It's like being in a deep, deep sleep. Some seeds can stay dormant for a few years, which is already impressive, but others, they've been known to germinate after 20, 50, even 100 years. Imagine that. They don't just grow because time has passed. They are waiting for the perfect moment, the right set of conditions to awaken. So how do they know when it's time? Science gives us some incredible answers. Seeds are constantly monitoring their environment. They're sensitive to moisture, temperature, oxygen levels, and even light. Some seeds have very specific requirements. For instance, certain species in fire-prone areas actually need the intense heat of a wildfire to break their dormancy. Others need to go through a long, cold winter before they'll sprout in the spring. Some even wait until competing plants nearby have died off, so they have more space and resources. Inside each seed, there are growth-blocking chemicals that act like a pause button. They prevent sprouting until very specific environmental signals arrive. These signals tell the seed that the conditions are finally right. This isn't a sign of indecision or weakness. It's a brilliant survival strategy. It's all about risk management. If a seed were to sprout at the wrong time, say, during a brief warm spell in winter, it would almost certainly die. So instead, it waits. It conserves its energy until its chances of survival are the highest. To us, waiting often feels like a delay, like something is wrong. But to a seed, waiting is survival. Life doesn't always move forward by growing faster. Sometimes the most powerful thing to do is stay still, to be patient. It's another small miracle of our planet. Patient, prepared, and quietly, powerfully alive. Have you ever watched a lawn being mowed? Or a sheep grazing in a field? We see it all the time. Grass gets eaten by animals, by insects, by machines, and yet it always grows back. But here's the surprising part. That grass doesn't just grow back. It remembers being eaten. What does that even mean? When grass is cut or grazed, its future growth patterns actually change. For many species, if they're repeatedly grazed, they'll start to grow back faster with thicker shoots, and their leaves will stay much closer to the ground, making them harder to eat next time. Some types of grass even become more nutritious after being grazed, which encourages animals to come back and eat them again. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a direct response, shaped by the experience of being damaged. It's like the grass is learning to adapt to its environment. So how does this work without a brain? Science has a fascinating answer. When a blade of grass is torn, it triggers a rush of chemical signals inside the plant. Plant hormones, like jasminids and auxins, get to work, changing how the plant uses and distributes its energy. Instead of growing tall, the plant might focus on making its roots grow deeper and stronger. The new shoots might become shorter, tougher, and more resilient. What's incredible is that some of these changes can last for a long, long time, even after the grazing stops. Biologists call this stress memory. The plant stores a memory of past damage, not in a brain, but in its very structure and chemistry, influencing how it will grow in the future. No awareness, no thoughts, just pure, brilliant adaptation. To us, grass might seem simple, maybe even endlessly replaceable. But every single blade carries a history, a story of pressure, of loss, and of incredible recovery. Growth isn't just about returning to what was. Sometimes it's about remembering what happened and becoming stronger because of it. It's another small miracle of our planet, growing low to the ground and showing us what it means to be quietly resilient. Have you ever watched a vine climb and wondered how it knows where to go? It might seem random, but it's not. Vines don't just climb. They reach out, they make contact, and then they decide how to hold on. It's a fascinating process that's more complex than you might think. As a vine grows, its little tendrils sweep slowly through the air in a circular motion, almost like they're searching for something. When a tendril finally touches an object, whether it's a tree branch, a wire, or a brick wall, it reacts almost instantly. The tendril starts to curl, wrapping itself tightly around whatever it has found. What's truly remarkable is that vines respond differently depending on what they touch. If it's a thin support, like a piece of wire, the tendril will form tight spring-like coils. If it's a flat surface, the vine might develop adhesive pads that spread out to stick to it. And if the surface is rough, the plant produces an even stronger grip. The vine isn't just guessing, it's actively sensing its environment. So how does this work? The scientific term for this behavior is thigmotropism, which literally means growth guided by touch. Inside the tendrils, there are special cells that can detect pressure and physical contact. As soon as a tendril touches something, it triggers a shift in growth hormones. These hormones move to one side of the tendril, causing the cells on the opposite side to grow and elongate much faster. The result is a precise, directional, and incredibly efficient curl that wraps around the support. It's a beautiful example of mechanics in nature. Some vines can even distinguish between a living support, like another plant, and an inanimate one, adjusting how tightly they attach. There's no conscious thought, no planning involved. It's pure, simple feedback shaping form. To us, a vine's climb might look effortless, almost passive. But every single twist and coil is a deliberate response to its surroundings, to texture, to resistance, and to contact. It just goes to show that life doesn't need eyes to explore and understand its world. It's another small miracle of our planet, reaching, responding, and always adapting. Have you ever wondered how a plant knows what time of year it is? They don't have calendars. They can't check the weather forecast. But they are experts at one thing, counting the length of the night. This silent nightly measurement is one of nature's most elegant secrets, telling a plant exactly when it's time to bloom. Many plants will only start to flower when the nights reach a very specific length. Some, like chrysanthemums or poinsettias, wait for long nights, which is why they bloom in the autumn and winter. Others, like spinach and clover, need short nights to start their flowering cycle, making them classic spring and summer plants. This incredible timing isn't a coincidence. It ensures that flowering, producing seeds, and all the energy-intensive parts of a plant's life happen during the most favorable conditions for survival. And the main signal isn't the temperature or how much it's rained. The most important cue is darkness. The plant is literally waiting for the sun to go down and measuring how long it stays away. So how do they do it? It all happens inside their cells. Plants have a highly sophisticated, light-sensitive system. Think of it like a biological clock. They contain special pigments that react to daylight. When darkness falls, these pigments begin to slowly change their state. It's like a tiny hourglass turning over at sunset. By the time morning arrives, the plant can effectively read how much this pigment has changed, telling it whether the night was long or short. If the period of darkness crosses a critical point, it triggers a cascade of internal signals that say, okay, it's time to flower or prepare for the coming season. Scientists call this amazing process photoperiodism. It's not about counting hours like we do. It's about measuring the absence of light. For us, night is just the time when the lights go out, a time for rest. But for the plants all around us, the night is full of information. It's a message that tells them when to wait, when to grow, and when to burst into bloom. It's another small, quiet miracle of our planet, perfectly timed and always listening to the dark. Have you ever noticed how some trees shoot up towards the sky, racing to grab the sunlight? They grow tall and fast, a burst of life, but then there are others. Trees that take their time, growing so slowly you might not even notice a change from one year to the next. Unsurprisingly, these are often the ones that live the longest. Across forests and up rugged mountainsides, scientists have uncovered a fascinating pattern. Trees that experience rapid growth tend to have shorter lifespans. Their wood is often lighter, their entire structure less dense, almost like they're built for speed, not endurance. But the slow-growing trees are different. They add their growth rings with incredible care, year after year, building a fortress from the inside out. Their wood becomes dense, strong, and highly resistant to damage. Some of these patient giants have survived for thousands of years. They didn't win the race with speed, but with incredible restraint. So, how does science explain this? It all comes down to how a tree uses its energy. A fast-growing tree pours all its resources into getting taller and wider as quickly as possible. It's an all-out sprint for the sun. A slow-growing tree, however, invests its energy very differently. It focuses on building dense cell walls, producing protective resins, and reinforcing its overall structure. This denser wood is much better at fending off insects, fungi, and the harshness of the weather. Slow growth also means less internal stress on the trunk and branches, making the tree less likely to crack or break over time. Each one of those narrow, tightly packed rings you see in a stump tells a story, a year of careful, strategic survival. This incredible longevity isn't an accident. It's built layer by microscopic layer. In the grand design of nature, growing faster isn't always the best strategy. Some lives last precisely because they take their time. Ring by ring, season by season, they remain standing long after the others have fallen. It's just another small miracle of our planet. Unhurried, resilient, and deeply rooted in time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing.